we got a pretty hard frost that's half frozen off, and what's quite fun is that that's turning into, I mean, not heaps, but it's turning into some water for the sheep. At some point, I'm sure I'll put on a very simple small gutter here just to make sure that you're catching 100% of the runoff, but working all right. Still got still got a bit of ice hanging around. No surprise. Well into the negatives this morning, -2. Well into the negatives. Definitely freezing is what I should say. Not the coldest I've ever seen this world, but a good frost anyways in the shade, still standing frost. We got some happy mamas here that are just about to move on to their new pen. It's just across the way here. So sorry for the camera, it's got a bit of paint on it or something, so this is the sort of production quality we're running with here. So this thing is just on skids. It's just hardwood. Actually talking to a TAFE teacher that I know in Wollongong who is going to help me with a bit of a design and just structural engineering to put some metal skids along these hardwood runners, and then actually have those metal bits tied into each other as a subframe, just to give it, you know, we got a lot of rocks, we got a lot of stumps, we got a lot of stuff here, and this has already been dragged across stumps and rocks a few times, and hasn't failed yet, but I don't think it's got much life in it if I keep doing that. So I'm gonna do some metal skids, which will make it well and truly a gator and or tractor type of tow. But this is some chains that I've put to the front, and I've got some cables in the back, and it actually tows quite well, albeit a little vague. It does work well because the roof is slanted back, that it just brushes off trees or brushes off branches and the likes. But the plan is that I'll start as high up in the landscape as I can and just drag it up there once, and then theoretically, and of course I might have to modify this from time to time depending on where I am in the landscape and just how rugged it is, but theoretically I should be able to pull this downhill to the next cell. So this is down the hill and then actually across the hill into the next cell. So this will be a bit of an experiment, and I know for sure I'll be huffing and puffing, but if that is possible to bring this with you down the hill, that's a phenomenal increase in efficiency of that system. The only possible downside is that mentality would lead you to make poor decisions as to which paddock to put them into next in regards to feed availability and the health of the mob itself. So that's something to be fairly aware of, but not necessarily the biggest crutch, because as long as you're moving them within the observation of holistic management, and you're looking for those, you know, the framework and the deep reading, or the deeper reading of the vegetation management that they have chewed their way into, you know, and you're not overgrazing or undergrazing, you're doing all right. Hey mamas, yeah, we're just about to get you onto some fresh grass. They've actually been in here for entirely too long. I've just been feeding bales because I still have a lot to figure out when it comes to the fencing for these guys, the amount of time requirements to actually get a fencing system that also works effectively, but is also not an absolute pain to put up, take down, move, energize, etc. Anyways, I guess that's why, you know, we're calling this a research farm, because we're just effing around and finding out, really. anyways, hope this catches you guys all well. Hope everybody's getting ready for spring and having a good time with it. Can't wait to share more with you guys.